I'm going to show you how to clone an amp cap setup with the Headrush Prime. The Headrush Prime is a relatively new modeling unit, and I got it a couple of days ago. And the first thing I did was I tried to get some decent sounds with the stock amps and IRs that come with the unit. And the unit includes also third-party IRs, which are not from Headrush, I think the chop tones or something. And usually if I cannot get a good tone with the stock things, then the next thing I would try out is to add some IRs. But yeah, I have to admit I couldn't get any tone out of this unit with the stock amps and IRs. But instead of adding another IR, one of my favorites, I thought maybe I can try out the amp cloning function. And I made one video already, which you can check out on my channel, and I think I will go in depth with this unit in more upcoming videos. But today, I'd like to show you just what I did, because I found the amp cloning to be very intuitive. And I thought this is maybe something which would be interesting for you, beautiful ladies, because in my opinion, the amp cloning function is one of the biggest benefits of this unit. So let's see if I can get close enough that you can see what I did here, or that here it is. Didn't see it, sorry. Okay, and then this screen here pops up. I hope you can see it. Maybe let me try to get it a little bit closer, at least here. And it says warning, of course don't connect the power amp output of your amp directly to this thing, blah blah blah. Okay, hit proceed. Then it's basically explaining what amp cloning is and which things you can clone. For those of you who are not familiar with that concept of amp cloning, it's basically you can clone an amp and a cap, so maybe a full setup, or you can clone only the amp or the preamp sound, or only a pedal. And in my case, I choose to clone my favorite amp cap sound from the Fractal Audio AxeFx, which you can get with my preset packs, by the way. If you want to get one of these, please contact me on Facebook. Anyway, so what you do basically is you have to connect the thing you want to clone into the, or you have to hook it up into the effects loop of the unit. It's the same with the Kemper and the AxeFx if you're tone matching. And here it's also the case. So first of all, I've selected amp cap. Next. And then it's basically explaining what to connect to which output and input. But you have also here a nice diagram. So it's very easy to see that yeah, you have to connect the left 1/4 inch output to the input of the amp. And then the result of your clone gear, so maybe here it would be the microphone, you have to connected to the mic input here. And also you can use the 48 volt power supply here, which comes with the unit. But in my case, I was just connecting the output of the AxeFx, which is basically what is coming from the cap simulation, to this mic input. And then you can listen to the result with headphones, or you can use the XLR outputs and connect it to your studio monitors. And you connect the guitar to the Headrush. And that's basically it. Very easy. And yeah, here you can see the phantom power for the microphone, which I didn't use. You have the mic input level here. So usually you should play a little bit, and if it's around 0, then it would be okay. It should not be clipping or something. Then you have to reduce the volume of your source. In my case, the AxeFx III. And yeah, so I hit next. Then match your amp preamp controls. Okay, I left everything at the 50%, so in the middle, and then I hit start cloning. Then it took maybe 1 minute, or I don't know, and it was done. And as I didn't have my caps or my studio monitors connected to the XLR outputs, and also I didn't have a headphone here, I couldn't check out the results. So I couldn't refine it or something, which is maybe possible while playing something. So I left it at that. Didn't do anything, tweaking. Then I tried out the result, and let's go back to my rig. This is the result. And I have to say, it's basically really impressive, because to me it sounds really like the AxeFx. Or in this case, it was the Fractal Audio FM9, but it has the same sounds than my AxeFx. And only had a little bit less gain, so I added a little bit gain here, and I tweaked the EQ a little bit, but not that it didn't sound like the FM9, but I felt, yeah, that needs a little bit more mids here. Anyway, so that was the result. And yeah, this is the FM9. And as I said, I used some effects on the Headrush. So let's switch these off, and then I will show you the sound, the pure sound was the result here, the Headrush, and then we will compare it to the Fractal Audio. So what do we have? Stereo doubler, disengaged, and here in the amp section, in this case it's a rig. Let's reduce the mids 50%, bass 50%. As I said, I left everything at 50%. Presence control 50. And yeah, let's reduce the gain a little bit. So that was the result. Now I will change to the Fractal Audio. Back to the Headrush. So it's really close, I think. But the Headrush seems to have a little bit less mids in a direct comparison. So I didn't do the direct comparison because it sounded to me already real like close to the original. But now I added some mids. And I have to say I'm very close now to the original. And to be honest, I can't decide which sounds better now. So and also we have here the nice stereo doubler, which is now engaged. And in the Fractal, we have the widener in the enhancer block. So as a result, it was very easy to profile this thing. Maybe I could get even closer if I would have done a little bit of a refinement to the sound, but to be honest, this was already the closest matching result which I have ever got when profiling. And I own all the other units like the Quad Cortex and the Kemper. Still, I didn't try out the cloning with the Quad Cortex, I have to say. But with the Kemper, I was never really pleased with the result. I got some nice profiles in the Kemper, which I tweaked, well, to my taste. But my own profiling results, they were maybe 80% or something like the original, but never that close. I had very good results when using the tone matching function in the AxeFx. I got also very close, but this guy was a little bit closer, I think. And yeah, so to me, for now, it would be the biggest selling point that the cloning function, if it's always working like that, yeah, then the unit is really flexible and there are basically no limits. Still, I have to try out the stock amps a little bit more and also the IRs and the effects. But yeah, please check out my other videos, which will come soon, and get my preset pack, subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.